Hi everybody, come on into Megawatt Beauty. I'm going to show you some makeup today. I'm going to do a spring makeup look today. I haven't picked out my eyeshadows yet. I just didn't bother to take the few minutes to pick them out before I came on here. But I think I know what I'm going to use pretty much. I want to do something really springy for you guys. Some pinks and purples maybe, but it's going to be subtle, so don't be too scared by the idea of putting pinks and purples together. Good morning. Well, is it still morning? I don't know. So I'm on spring break from homeschool this week. I decided to take 4 days for a spring break before Easter because I love to start out so strong at the beginning of my month with like everything in my life. The beginning of the month is like my strong time. So I don't want to take off that week for our Easter break. So I took off the last week of March. So I get to come on a little bit early with you all and do some makeup. I'm going to start in with my 3D foundation. Then I'll do my eyeshadow. I kind of would suggest for your personal like makeup stuff that you do your eyeshadow first. Do your eyeshadow first if it's, you know, if you can. Because I do videos, I figure that a lot of people want to watch the foundation part and they might not want to watch the whole eyeshadow application. So that's why I do the foundation first. So here's a couple of the things I'm going to use. Our beautiful, beautiful Sleek and Chic compacts, which you get credits toward when you purchase the makeup. So for every tin that you buy, these are all purchased as individual little magnetic tins. The cream tins are about $20 each. And for every one of those that you add to your cart, you get credits toward a compact of your choice. So you can go as big or as little as you want with your compact, but go big or go home because you're going to want to add to it. You're going to want to grow. Today, I wanted to take out a new version of the Buff brush. This one is kind of for a full coverage makeup, and we've recently rebranded our brushes. They changed just the coloring of the brushes. So this is the old Mascara brand of brush, and this is the new and improved gorgeous Chic Saint brand of brush. And this is the Buff brush, and it's my first time using it, so I'll let you know how I feel about it. And I have a fresh new indigo contour, which I'm pumped about. Nothing better than fresh new makeup. My lips are actually dry, so I'm actually just going to take Summer Love Gloss before I do anything else and just moisturize my lips. Summer Love is the freebie of the day. On the Saint website, on my Saint website, you can go to megankareen.saintofficial.com. And every purchase of $75 or more today, they will add a Summer Love lip gloss to your cart in celebration of the Saint Canadian birthday. So 2 years ago today, Saint launched in Canada. The artist program is 4 years old. So in the States, the artist program has been around for 4 years. But here in Canada, it's been around for 2 years. And I signed up on the Canadian launch day. I was waiting. I was watching this makeup on YouTube. And when I went to buy it, this was a couple years ago. When I went to buy it, I messaged the girl who was using it on YouTube. And it wasn't available to purchase in Canada. So I followed along for months because I was just loving that makeup she was using. And finally, we discovered that it was going to launch in Canada. Oh, Stacy, I would love to get my hands on your face. Well, the good thing about it is there is a refund policy. So if you get it and it doesn't work for you, you have 30 days to get your money back. You do have to pay shipping, but it's not expensive shipping. So if you have the old style Buff brush, this is pretty much doing the same thing actually for my face. It is The bristles are a little bit softer, just a smidge less dense, which kind of makes it a bit easier to use than the old one. So you can see already what that contouring just accomplishes on my face, right? Oh, Janice, I'm so glad you love Summer Love. It's so pretty. It's just such a soft sheer pink. So again, I prefer mostly to, pardon my voice. This contour is called Indigo and it's very dark. So when I'm using such a dark contour, I do find that I need to stipple it on. So that means this kind of patting motion. If I swipe with Indigo, it will kind of go streaky because it's so dark. It's kind of too dark for me, but I just like it being too dark. Thanks, Stacy. You know, I didn't always know what I was doing. Was something to learn for sure. It is funny makeup though, isn't it? It looks so wild until the finished product. It's so funny. Thanks for joining me here, everybody. I wanted to come on my Facebook group this morning. I normally do, morning Sherry, I normally do my videos in my Facebook page. But today I just wanted to come celebrate my 2-year Saint anniversary with you all. So I think most of my group members get notifications more when I come in the group. So I thought you might miss me over on my page. So I came in my group and I'm glad you're all here. Oh, Virginia's on her second version of Summer Love now, her second tin. You know, I do find the glass lip and cheeks, you tend to use more because they're really soft. They're like really buttery and soft. So I find like you do use the glasses more quickly. Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much. You know, it was really, truly one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. I'd really love to encourage anybody, if there's something that you want to do with your life, do it. Like, I know the fear, I know the insecurity that comes with trying new things or doing something, you know, outside the norm. But if you just take the leap and do the thing that you really just want to do for yourself, just say yes to yourself. If there's something that you want, go ahead and say yes to yourself. I think we are like a no culture. We just deny ourselves and others the good stuff in life. I don't know why we do that to ourselves and to each other. We're all about saying no. It's like you just feel like no is the automatic reaction to whatever it is. And we miss out on the great things in life. So even if you're afraid, get some support, find somebody who can lift you up and encourage you, and say yes to yourself. I have so many, I'm not talking about like becoming a saint artist, but whatever it is, if you want to go back to school, if you want to write a book, go write your book, go do it. Your life will be over soon. Like, life is so short. If you want to become a DJ, go get on the turntables or whatever it's called and get your music out there. If you want to go do, like, if you want to quit your job, go put out resumes somewhere. If you hate your job, go put out resumes. Seize the day, everybody. And listen to your gut. If you feel like you're not in the right place in your life, if you're in a place that is not fitting for you, you're not a tree. You can move. You might have deep roots, but you're not immobile. You can move. And I know it's hard. It's very hard. Very, very, very hard. But everything in life is hard. So if you have a chance to try something new, if you have something on your heart that you've been wanting to do it for yourself. I was scared when I signed up for Saint. I thought that, because I already had a pretty nice solid foundation with a different makeup brand, and I had my customers, and my customers loved that other makeup, and I loved that other makeup too. But I just had this feeling in my gut that Saint was going to be a better fit for me. And when I followed myself and I went where I knew I would fit, I blossomed. So I hope you can take a little bit of that away and do it for yourself too. All right, so that's my foundation. I'm going to do my brightener. Just to note, everybody, the contour, there's a new trend with contour and everybody's telling you to put it up a lot higher. Let me say, I already told you that. For years now, I told you that. Put it up 2 inches higher. Everybody puts their contour down here. Go up 2 inches from where you think it belongs and you'll feel lifted. When you put it down here, it tends to look a bit muddy and kind of too shadowy. When you put it up here, it accomplishes that lifted, sculpted look. So that's a tip. Now I am going to do my brightener, and I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do brightener. I'm going to do my original way that I use for myself, and I'm going to do a new trending way, okay? And I'm just decide which one you like better. It doesn't matter which one you like better, but whatever you like, you can use that version, right? I won't be like, I won't say you gotta like one way better or not. You know what I mean? So this is how I've been doing my brightener for a long time. Oh, Sherry, thank you. I mean, you know, I still have a lot to learn. In my 35 years, I know that I do not know it all, and I'm going to be learning till the day I die, like us all. So that's how I generally do my brightener. Now I'm going to show you a different, like, kind of newer approach on the other side. So people are saying not to do that triangle anymore, which I'm okay with the triangle. That's how I do mine. But this is a new way. They're saying put it just right here on that outer corner of your eye and just right here on the inner corner. So they're just using much less makeup, and I'll just blend it in. So the thing about this is, so I'll give you a little, I'll write you a book on my opinion with this brightening technique, which I don't care either way. But the reason that this one is more popular now is because it uses less product. Now all along, if you're using one of those liquid concealer sticks, like most people do when they're doing their under eyes, unless you're using Saint, you're probably using a heavier kind of concealer product. Might be Shape Tape or it might be Maybelline, but it's that wand and it's liquid and you're painting on quite a bit of makeup. But with Saint, even if we do the large slice of brightener, we're using way, way, way less product already. So we don't really, if you're using this product, we don't really have the need to use less product because we're already using less product. Okay, so that's my opinion on it. It's completely up to you. I'm going to continue to use my big piece of brightener. Can you guys vote, or who has a preference? Do you have a preference of, say, big brightener or little brightener? Say big or little in the comments. I don't really have a preference. It's not a big deal to me. But I do know that when I color match people, those 2 colors of foundation are really important. It makes Saint. Thanks, Sherry. Okay, you like the big side. Okay. When I color match you, those 2 colors are really important to use together. So if you're using less brightener, that means that you would probably need a lighter color in this. So just keep that in mind. If you want to do that small version of the brightener, you might need to get 3 colors, okay? if you have questions about that or you want to learn more about that, you can send me a message and I can probably like explain it to you to your own personal needs, okay? Beverly likes big too. All right. Stacy, it is all cream, yes. We have our eyeshadows are powder and we have a setting powder for the foundation. But the foundation is cream and it is something to get used to. I will say that. It's not your traditional makeup and it doesn't apply or feel or sit like your traditional makeup. So this is a funny story. So like I said, I joined, it was Mascara 2 years ago. I joined. Sherry, I'll answer your question first about the Brightener. Yes, in that you're using less product. It is always my opinion that using less product under the eye is better, especially for mature skin. So yes, to answer your question, less is more under the eye, 1000%. That will always be my opinion. But the thing about it is, like I said, with this, we are not using excess product. We're only using pigment. We're only using color. So there was never going to be too much product in the under eye in my application. I never have like excess product there already. So that's why. But try it on your face because everybody has a different color under eye. And by doing the small amount of Brightener, you're going to see more of your natural under eye color. So just try it and see if you like it. You're not married to a makeup technique. You can always find what works best for you. You can break up with your Brightener. It doesn't matter, right? So Stacy, the cream, does it stay better? Well, powder makeup, I used to use powder makeup. I don't feel like it really stays at all, and it doesn't really do, from my experience, it never really did a lot for my face. Powder, I don't know what it is about powder, but it does just come off, like in a couple of hours. But if you have like a long-lasting powder, that's fine. But the cream makeup, it's just a whole deal. It's a whole new world, and the benefits of it are like many. It does stay on your face, and most of the reason it stays on for me is because I use so little of it. So there's like actually no makeup to wear off, if that makes sense. Whereas with liquid with liquid, it cracks, it sets, it dries down, and it starts to crack, and it starts to kind of, like, it wears off, but in a different way than powder. Powder, you'll put it on, and then a couple hours later, it's just gone. Is that your experience? That's my experience with powder. And liquid, you put it on, and a couple of hours later, it's all creasy and cracky. With cream, you put it on, it stays flexible throughout the day. When you move your face, it doesn't crack, it doesn't dry, all that kind of stuff. So I will say, let me give you my experience when I first bought this makeup 2 years ago. I had never tried it. I ordered the artist kit, not on a whim, but, you know, I had never tried it, so that was in my mind. You know, I didn't know if I was going to like it. And when I got it, I opened it up, and I said, shoot, this was a waste of money. I thought it was like Halloween makeup. I was like, who would ever wear this stuff? I thought it was like Halloween makeup, like face paint, because it was so thick and creamy. It's cream. So I was like, ew, waste of money, don't like it. Until, of course, I started using it. And what I learned was that when you use so little of the cream, it actually takes on the consistency of skin. If you blend it in using these beautiful brushes that are meant to be used with the makeup, it actually just takes on the consistency of your skin. So there's actually like no makeup. It doesn't feel, the first thing I hear from everybody who tries this, everybody who tries it, they say, I can't feel it. It feels like nothing on my face. So that's what people say. And now, so when I first started using it, I didn't sell it for about a month. I didn't promote it for about a month. I used it on myself for about a month and I was getting used to it. I wasn't loving it for the first month. And I wasn't like, I didn't feel like I had to promote it just because I signed up, because I wasn't invested in it. Like, I just bought the kit to see what happened, and I already had my other makeup to fall back on. Like, I was already using that. So I wasn't overly committed to this product. I just tried it to see if I liked it or not. But I gave it a month, and I told myself I'm going to give it, well, I probably gave it longer than a month, but I knew at a month, if I still didn't like it, then I didn't need to commit any more time to it. But what I did at first, so this is funny, I wasn't ready to give up my old brand of foundation. I loved my foundation. I thought it was the best ever. It was the color correcting tinted moisturizer, and I loved it. I wasn't ready to give that up. So what I did was I used the contour and the highlight on top of my foundation. And for me at that time, I was used to having a full coverage, and you are all really used to that. When you put on your foundation, you want your skin to be erased, right? Now, as you can see, this foundation does not erase my skin. You can still see the variation of color underneath my skin. And I wasn't used to that, and I didn't love it. So I used to wear my regular foundation under it and then put the highlight and contour on top. But of course, after about a month of using this, I skipped the old foundation. I didn't have to use it any longer. My skin adjusted to this too. I did find that it used to wear off me very quickly. And after about a month or 6 weeks, my skin adjusted to it and it no longer wore off. So I can just tell you my experience with it, that yes, when I started using it, it didn't last very long. It used to wear off on me. But after my skin adjusted, it started to last longer. And I did find that another thing, first when I started using it, I used to use our Stay Spray. And the Stay Spray actually caused it to wear off on my skin. I don't know why. So if that's your experience too, it could be your Stay Spray. And when I stopped using that, it stopped wearing off. So that's just some notes from me with my journey with this makeup. And then if you have spots that need some extra attention, if you didn't get enough coverage, rather than, my approach to makeup now, these days, is that rather than buying extra products that are like really heavy concealers that cake on over those breakouts or whatever it is you have, I don't need to buy an extra product. I just use my foundation. It is like, what's the word? The consistency is good enough for a concealer. And I don't need to wear a heavy full coverage foundation on my whole entire face, because my whole face doesn't need to be erased. But if I have a pimple, yeah, I'd like to erase that. So that's where I just spot conceal using a little detailed brush. And I'm going to put on a little bit of lip color. Let me see. I think I'm going to use Nude and Ruby combined today. So there's the color Nude, and I put Ruby on my cheeks. I'm going to put a little bit of Ruby on top of Nude as well, just to give it a little bit more pigment. Okay. I gotta do my nose contour, everybody. I love my nose contour. So, did I tell you about the freebie today? Yes. When you shop on the website today, you will get a free Summer Love Lip and Cheek with a purchase of $75. They might sell out though, guys. Don't be surprised if they sell out. If you wanted to get that free item, you might want to hop on the website earlier in the day. They might be sold out now. I don't know. If they are, you guys can let me know. Now I'm going to finish off with my bronzer. I always use my bronzer. Like always. With my fluffy brush. For beginners, I always recommend getting the quad with your 3D foundation and your lip and cheek, and then get the Bella bundle to go with that. Because you're going to buy, if you buy a quad with a brush, it's going to be the same price as if you buy a quad with the Bella bundle. So I'd recommend getting the Bella bundle because you get more for your money. By the quad, I mean it's the 3D foundation and a lip and cheek. And if you're not ready to commit to all of that, if you don't want to get the 4 tints, just don't get the foundation yet. Just get something else. If you buy the foundation, you do want to get the 4 colors. But you don't have to buy the foundation. You can just buy something else if you don't want to commit to that. Okay. And I'll put on some Illuminator. Today I'm going to use my Rose Gold Illuminator. This is the scented version. I absolutely love this stuff so much. And I'm putting my Illuminator right on the blade of my cheek. Just find that sharpest point of your cheekbone. That's where I like to put my Illuminator. I had so much fun hanging out last night with Tammy King and her friends. We did a little Zoom call makeup class. It was so much fun. If you'd ever like me to do like a Zoom type of makeup call for you and your friends, you can totally do that. It's a lot of fun. It's more like intimate than a live video, so it's kind of nice. So since we were talking about powder, I'm going to set my makeup today and show you what the powder does. Most people hate dewy makeup. I will say dewy makeup is the trend. It's the modern way to wear your makeup, and I wear my makeup dewy. But most people want a powder. So, and the powder will set your cream. And like I said, most people need to do this, but I just don't. So I will pick up some of that Vanilla Dust setting powder, and I'll use my, just the same, you can get a special powder brush, or you can just use the same brush that you used for your foundation. And what it does is take away the sheen from the makeup. It's not very powdery. I get that everybody who buys the Vanilla Dust, they're like, it's not powdery. It's not powdery. It's very, very packed, and it's very fine. It's not going to leave your makeup looking powdery, and that's the whole point. They still want you to have the cream effect, but just mattified a little bit. So what I will compare it to is a blotting tissue. If you've ever used those blotting tissues, just blot it on your nose or blot it wherever, and it just takes away the sheen from your face. That's what I would say our Vanilla Dust does for you. And you can use a fluffy brush and kind of fluff it all over your face if that's your preference. But I just put it in those key areas. And if I have like a breakout like that, the powder will help the makeup stay on that. This is like a problem. This is a problem child I have here today. It's like no makeup is really going to stick on that. But I could use Demi if I wanted to, or I could just give it more attention with my 3D, and I could get the makeup, like I could cover it up, but I would just need to use that and then immediately put powder on it. Okay, so if you ever have that trouble, that's a tip. I didn't even put on my Summer Love. Let me show you. So I have on Nude and Ruby. Now I'm going to put Summer Love on top of that just to show you. So it's a pretty, just very light pink glass. And Tammy, if you're still here, Tammy King, I told your friends last night that it was going to be Desert Sunset that was free, but it's not. It's Summer Love. They're so similar that I actually got them confused. But Summer Love is just a little bit more pink, and Desert Sunset is a little bit more peach. So let me, if anybody wants to stick around, if you're not tired of hearing me gab, I'm going to put on some eyeshadow. I'm going to do a little bit of a springy eyeshadow look. And I'm going to start... How dirty is this brush? Oh my gosh. I hope it's not too dirty. I didn't clean it before I came on. I'm going to use my little tile here. We have this little spongy tile that if you're in a pinch, you can rub your eyeshadow brush in it and it will take away some of the excess pigment on your brush. So let's give that a go, see if it helps. So I'm going to start with this color called Cupcake. It's just basically a white matte color. It's like the color of a vanilla cupcake. And I'm just swiping that all over my lid. The eyeshadow brush, this eyeshadow brush, will change your eyeshadow life. I thought I wasn't good at eyeshadow, but really I just didn't have the right brush. Well, my kids are enjoying their spring break just as much as I am. We're going to start fresh and strong next week. What do I want to take next? Now I'm going to do some... This one's called Mama. It's a pale pink as well. I'm going to put Mama in my crease and kind of swirl it a little bit on the outside. See how dry my eyelids are? I usually use my Demi Balm to take away some of that dry skin, and it works so well. And then the milk cream, if anybody has, well, it's not called milk anymore, it's just called our night cream. If anybody has super dry skin, I get so dry in the winter and I get like flaky, like eczema. If you have dry skin like that, our night cream is magic. It's so good. You don't have to buy any other of the skincare, but the night cream is so good. Mama's your fave, Sherry. It was one of my first ones that I bought as well. Now I'm going to take some Miha, which is the scariest eyeshadow ever, and it's my favorite. It is my favorite. Just watch how pretty it is. And I just really carefully place it on that outside corner. And then when my brush is almost clean, I can sweep it inward. Thanks, Jess. Yes, I was feeling pink today. And actually, I should say this eyeshadow look is inspired by Jessica Wilson. She's a Saint artist. She did this last week sometime. I'm not doing the exact same application as her, just because I didn't have time to rewatch it and see exactly what she did. But it's inspired by her. Oh, now Sherry, that's a nice idea. Sherry uses that eyeshadow Mama on her lips with a gloss. So I bet Mama and Summer Love would be very pretty. Okay, so there's some Miha. Now I'm going to bring that back down to earth a little bit. I find like I don't like to go too pink because I just look like Barbie-ish. So, not that I look like Barbie, but I look Barbie-ish. So I'm going to like darken it and bring in some more deeper colors. This one is called Kin. And this one is so gorgeous too. And it's going to make your eyes look like a little flower. Jessica, I do have Summer Love on my lips. I also have Nude and Ruby. So I layered Nude, then Ruby, then Summer Love on my lips. Can anybody hear Violet singing? She loves music so much. So everybody, the kids are all allowed to go back to their sports and everything. It's so good. So happy for all the kiddos. You can see how I'm getting some fallout for my eyeshadow. That's why I would recommend doing it before your foundation. I love that song she's singing too. I can't remember what it is. I love the radio music. Like whatever's on the radio, I love it. Billie Eilish, however you say her name, I love it. Now I'm going to take a little bit of brown. This is called Cocoa, and still just going to kind of bring this back down to earth a little bit. Put that just on the, almost like, I'm not doing a wing, but just almost like a wing. Okay, one last thing, maybe one last thing. I'm going to use Leo, and Leo is like orange. So this is looking very pinky and purpley, right? Leo is going to give it like a little something that it needs. So it's this color right here, and it's going to bring the sun. So I got the floral garden going on here, and this one's going to bring in some sun. I wish I had a clean brush, but oh well, I don't. So here's Leo. Leo is going up here under my brow and kind of just going to marry everything together and bring in a little bit of sunny kind of warmth. She's singing Spice Girls now. She's singing Wannabe. I have nothing to do with it. I have nothing to do with the Spice Girl obsession at all. Do you believe me? Girl power! For a kind of finishing touch, I'm going to take Cupcake and kind of re-brighten right here. Now, I still got to put on my mascara, so if anybody wants to hang out, ask me some questions while I put on my mascara if you want. If you have any wonderings about this makeup, anything you'd like to know, go ahead and pop your questions in the comments. If you're watching the replay later, you can still ask your questions. So there's the eyeshadow. Now I do have some fallout. Janice, thanks. I'm so glad you like it. So I'm going to brush that away. So again, if you missed the first part of the video, I do recommend doing your eyeshadow before you do your foundation in general. But for the purpose of my videos, I generally do my foundation first because I feel like not everybody wants to see the eyeshadow part. I'm taking Leo now on my lower lash line. And that really just finishes it up. That really finishes the eyeshadow, I find. Now, I will say that this foam makes me look more washed out. The colors are much more vibrant in person. That's all I can do right now. So because of that eyeshadow fallout, I'm going to take a little bit of my highlight And again, because this is cream makeup, you can fix up. If you need to fix up, you can do that very easily. And if you use liquid foundation, you know that if you ever got eyeshadow on your liquid foundation, you kind of be in trouble. Oh, Kristen, I love Miha. The pink Miha is so versatile, you would never know it. Do you have that one yet? If you ever want to spice up your eyeshadows and get something fun to anybody, I would recommend combining Miha and Stay Golden. Those two eyeshadows, when you combine them together, they give you like a little bit of that fun eyeshadow look, but it's still wearable. Like you're not going to look like, you know, really out there when you go out in the world. So I would really recommend that combination. And with the cream makeup, everybody, this is another benefit of cream. When I layer my cream on top of each other, it doesn't create layers of makeup. It melts together because the makeup is like the same consistency. Whereas if you have like a concealer stick and a liquid foundation, when you layer those on top of each other, they build up. But with this one, they just kind of mix together and melt together because they're all the same. They're all the same product. Excuse me, with just different pigments in it. Oh my gosh, what happened? What happened to my voice? Oh my goodness. All right, I'm gonna put on my mascara now. So I know this is the boring part, and if you're tired of listening to me, that's okay. But go ahead, and if you have any questions about this, go ahead and leave your questions in the comments. You can also share this video. Just click the share button, and everybody who shares the videos in March, you got to tag me so I know you shared it. But if you share my videos in March, you're going to get in on a giveaway, some demi. I want to give away some free demi for you guys. So you can do that. And if you're in the mood for shopping today, you will get a free Summer Love Lip and Cheek with your $75 purchase. I just put mascara on my curtain. Kristen, you don't have Leo either now. Those really truly are some of my very favorites. But you know, I don't have all of her eyeshadows, but I've got a lot of them. And it's really hard to pick my favorites. I'll show you some of my favorites here in a sec. And like to tell you about the color here today, guys, if you're an artist and you have our palette, this is what it looks like in the camera, and doesn't it look so dull? So that's, you know, you can kind of judge the look of these eyeshadows knowing that they're a bit more vibrant in real life. This camera's making me look kind of dull. Well, this was a nice long hangout video. It was kind of like a nice long chat, wasn't it? Because normally I try to keep my videos short and sweet. But today I had fun just coming on and hanging out for a little while and chatting with you all. I have some extra time in my day, so that's been a pleasure. I'm going to do another coat of mascara, but I always let my first coat dry completely before I do my second coat. So that's a tip in case you don't do that yet yourself. Let me see some of my favorites. So if they're in my compact, then it probably means they're my favorite, right? But this one, number 33, and this gold one, I probably wouldn't say I use them a whole lot. And let me see which one this is. This one's called Gold Digger. If you want to get a metallic goldish one, I would probably go with Blondie instead. And if you want a more coppery one, I would go with Ginger. I love Ginger. I'll show it to you in a sec. Number 33 is great for St. Patrick's Day. Other than that, I don't really use it a whole lot. Leo, I love. Bubba, I love. Those two, you can see they're well used. And these ones are beautiful. I do love them. This one's called Oak. This one's called Pop. And this one's called Gigi. And those three combined, I get so many compliments on them. When I use these eyeshadows, and if I take a picture, everybody always asks, what eyeshadows are you wearing? So those are very popular and ones that I would recommend. This one is Trust, and that's the color I use in my brows. Let's see what else we got here. Sabrina is a must, an absolute must. It's a vanilla shimmer. It is probably our most popular. Valencia, I love Valencia for doing looks. Like if I'm doing a dramatic eye look, Valencia is often incorporated to kind of tone everything down a little bit. It just pairs beautifully with really bold colors. Mija is my number one. Paired this one with Stay Golden right here. This one's Stay Golden and this one is Mija. Get those together and they're so, so pretty. Cocoa is a beautiful brown. I do recommend it. Salem and Ivy League I use quite a bit for smoky eye looks. Lullaby is an absolute must. Everybody needs Lullaby. If you can just only get one eyeshadow color, get Lullaby, no matter what color your eyes are. Zion I use a lot. I love it. It's like a rusty red, so it's not that, like a lot of people probably wouldn't like it. If you're not big into eyeshadow, you probably wouldn't love it. But for me, for my bold eyeshadow looks, I love it. Kin is absolutely gorgeous. It's a deep purple shimmer and it's gorgeous. And Mama is another one that's very, very popular and easy to wear. This one is called Basic. And Basic is just excellent to have in your compact as well. So are there any I wouldn't recommend there? Well, Dabba Dee is like, not many people would wear that. So that's a kind of a niche eyeshadow. Salem and Ivy League are ones that probably a lot of people wouldn't wear, but I wear them. Let me see what else. Down here, this one's called Blondie. So if you want something gold, I'd recommend that. Junior Prom, if you like to do smoky eyeshadows, Junior Prom is gorgeous. Tawanda, if you like pink. And Stardust is very versatile. I would recommend Stardust to a lot of people. Unicorn is good for just the corner of your eye. It's not used very much, but just for like a highlight the corner of your eye. Kristen, those ones you listed are some of my absolute favorites. Absolutely. Guys, I love Rain. I use Rain a lot, especially in the winter. I love it. It's blue. Like, I know people don't like blue eyeshadow, but I do love it. Okay, gotta show you these ones. If you pair Gilded and You Complete Me together, it is heavenly. Just put those two together, You Complete Me and Gilded, and it's rose gold. It's like this, that chic, like pretty rose gold kind of trendy color. The glitters, if you're a glitter person, you'll like them, but I don't recommend them to everybody. They're they're very glittery. I use them myself, but they're not like versatile for a lot of people. So that's some little, you know, some of my opinions on some of our eyeshadows. I'm going to put on my other coat of mascara. The mascara I'm using is the Lancome Hypnotique or Hypnotic, however you want to say it. I don't love it. I'm like, it's okay, but I don't love it. The only mascara I love right now is called Kush Mascara from Milk. I got it at Sephora and I only got the sample. It came for free. And I need to buy the full-size one. It's the only mascara I really like. I prefer my lashes to be full rather than long. I don't care that much about the length, but it's totally personal preference, but I like them to be more full. I don't have Duke. Don't have that one. I should just get it though. Duke is more of a summery blue and Rain is more of a fallish blue, I think. All right, good enough for Thursday afternoon. It was fun to see you all. I did get mascara up there, so I gotta wipe that off. That's a tip. If you get mascara on your eyeshadow, let it dry. Don't touch it until it dries, and then get a Q-tip, and it will just wipe away pretty easily. I find that it does, and it doesn't usually mess up my eyeshadow either. NARS in the black tube, Virginia. I will take your tip on that and check it out. Thank you all so much for being here. It was great to hang out today. A special little treat in the middle of the week to hang out with my Megawatt Beauty shiny people. I hope you have a great rest of your week and a great weekend. Bye.